a child, it was a little bit unfair. I just feel that I deserved a time where I would have been given time to study and refresh. So while my mates would go home and probably just go and wash dishes and go into their books, I would go home, go and pick up my young sister from the daycare, and then come home, and I'll come and mix the dough. I'll bake the bread, put my young sister on my back and the bucket of breads, and I'll go through the streets. And I have to say, domestic worker, a babysitter, so I took up the job, and I was just paid 250. That was in 97, guys. 96, no 97. Yeah, I was paid that money. And also teacher will tell you don't eat anything, guys. And sometimes, and that time we're going through a lot, and we're just sleeping on cupboards. As I told you, we used to go and collect food at the yeah, those greens that grow at the dumping place. The struggle was really real, and I was really going through a lot. It was a time that my daughter also, my oldest daughter also got molested, and you don't have a job, there's no medical aid, there's no whatever, and I was just going through with my mother. It was a time I also thought I was never going to speak to my mother ever in my life. How could she allow something? You know, a lot of things was going on, and here you got a job, it's just a 250 and you're not supposed to. Guys, a lot, but I thank God I made it alive. I remember, you know, going to this teacher's house. It was very, very cold, very misty, and just to be paid, just to be told, sometimes just to be paid, to be given 200 or something, and so on. And while I was faithfully doing that job, guys, Jehovah God is alive. While I was just faithfully doing it, somebody just came to my house, and I was like, Pastor Launa, Sister Launa, hi, how are you? Fine. Do you know how to speak Oshwambo? Very well. And as for me, I love to take leaps of faith. I was like, yes, I'm fine. So that's how they gave me the job of literacy, being an adult educator or adult education promoter, and I work for the Ministry of Education. And guys, that time we were paying 650. It was like, wow, praise the Lord. Yeah, so then I worked, and I just worked for, I think, yeah, and yeah, what made me to leave that job is that in the process, I think June, my ex-husband just got a job, and we were sorted, so there was no need for the 250 anymore, working in the cold and being deprived from food. And I think short after he got a job, that's how I got a job, and life was getting well financially, and everything was fine at home and things like that. And yeah, guys, so yeah, that was my first professional job, and this is what was going on my mind today to share with you guys. Many will look at me and feel like, why did she not finish her school? Why is she coming with an excuse that, you know, her baby was the reason not to have gone to school because the other principal said go home and feed your daughter? Guys, people go through a lot of stuff, and the fact that they don't share it doesn't mean they don't have stories. So guys, what I was doing, I was working as a teacher, so we were given an opportunity by the Ministry of Education for us to go and upgrade ourselves, and that is how I paid for my, I came and I was registering for, they still calling it evening classes, it was not NAMCOL. Yeah, so, and the same time I was supposed to write, my younger brother was also supposed to register for his grade 10 examination. So I was now in between. I was like, I have a life a little bit, so my younger brother let me pay for him school. So I paid for him, guys, because mom was going through a lot, and in the process I reconciled with ma, I forgave her, and also we got medical for my daughter, and everything was getting well by the grace of God. I paid for my younger brother, guys, for my younger brother just many years down the line, when he is now well, working on the mine, doing a life, and he, you know, he decided he doesn't respect me. So, and then while he was just talking better to me, and I reminded him, I said, remember the life you have. I had to sacrifice my school for you, just to be called you dog. Can you send me your account so that I can pay you the money you paid for my grade 10? Guys, if he have to pay for the grade 10, I did not only take care of his grade 10, I take care of him as long as I was alive. I was as long as I grew up, I was staying in the space for Ma, from grade 8, I started paying school for him. Guys, these are the reasons that I just couldn't get my life together. And while I thought I was just crossed that one over, then I had to take care of my younger sister, I had to take care of my nephew, and a lot of stuff. I guess I was just born to be like that, and I believe God has a way of just refunding me after all those sacrifices. So guys, then while I was doing the teaching job, and then in my mind, I something just came up in my spirit. I had something like music engineering. And I was like, music engineering, I never heard of such. So, and remember, I don't have a grade 10 by then, no grade 12. And here comes the Lord speaking to me like that. So, he helped me. I went to Windhoek, but when I came to Windhoek, sorry guys, I'm all over, but I'm trying to fast forwarding. So when I came to Windhoek, after doing all the process with the College of the Arts, they kept directing me, but I kept, I was like, but where are you? No, we are just behind. Where are you at Zupak? Just look in front. And now that I look back, I'm like, I don't know, was it God or was it the devil? I don't know. So that's how, while I'm in Windhoek, I just changed my mind and I went for Bible school. That's how I obtained my diploma in theology and Christian literatures. And I didn't know that passion was still within me. Okay, so, and I went to Bible school and I was doing everything, and so, and I forgot to share, I think while I was going through a divorce in 2003, I out of depression and everything, and I went to the north, and guess what I got? I got a job of a cashier. I was working as a cashier, and guys, it was so stressful. People will insult you. Hey, if you are watching this and you are one of those people who are impatient with cashiers, can you just go and work just for a week? Then you will learn to understand that cashiers are not computers. They are human beings with emotions, having their stuff. Imagine I was going through this divorce. I was going through a lot of rejection and so on, and being a cashier, and Shakati, the queue is long, like maybe 4 or 5 meters, especially month end, and I was working at Pick and Pay. But thank God for Ms. Ushona, the floor manager, and now she's a countrywide manager. Her heart was so pure, no wonder. Shout out Ms. Ushona if you found yourself watching this. She is so beautiful. This woman was so patient with me, and it's only that as a pastor, and the things I was going through, the environment was just not conducive for me. So unfortunately, I had to, because I remember what made me actually leave the job most of the time, most of the thing is, there were people that I have known that were connected to somebody. They came to me and they would be like, yeah, we can see you are working a lot. We saw your deal today. What if we make a deal? We come in, we pretend like we are beating you. We'll beat you and we get the money and we run and we give you later. I was like, I'm a child of God. I will never do that. And number two, there was an outcry from the pastoral forum to say, you are a pastor, you're a woman of God. There's no way you can work on the till. But I thank God that the Lord had allowed me to go and sit on that till just to understand. Today, when I go into a shop and I see a cashier, I understand them. I'm patient with them. Sometimes I pack myself, the stuff and so on. So guys, that was my life as a domestic worker. I have shared place with kids. I was deprived food. I slept on the floor, and I was accused of eating out stuff. And and I think the last experience was when life after, when I was going through a divorce, I was accommodated by beautiful people. But this one house where I went to stay, the husband of this particular person, when as soon as the wife is gone to work and I'm awake, he'll go like, okay, he passed on now, may his soul rest in peace. He'll go like, yeah, Pastor Launa, you're so beautiful and so on. People have got a way of taking advantage of you when you are renting with them, or when you are working for them, or when you are single. So I told myself, I'm not gonna play this game. I moved, and I moved to another place where the environment, because my prayer was, Lord, as I'm going through this divorce, Lord, let me just put me in a family setup where I can have control over the situation. So also here I served also as a domestic worker, and sometimes where I was some few years younger than the house mama. But sometimes when kids have eaten out something, or the mama's children, they'll eat something, guess who's going to be asked? It's me. Pastor Launa, who ate up this sugar, who ate up this, and you've got nobody to defend because you are, you know, you have to depend on these people. So this is what I have been through, and this is my story and Candy's story, guys. The journey wasn't easy, and yeah, I will come and share with you. Yeah, so I'll come back to you. Okay, after being a maid, I thought when I get my house, I'll be so nice to the maids and so on. But how it has disadvantaged me. And from there, I told myself, I'd been a maid. If God can't give me a maid who has a heart that I have been with people's spouses in people's homes, then Lord, I am fine. So that is how I was able to raise my youngest daughter without a maid, because of the disadvantage I had experienced with employing a maid, being a maid before. Yeah, so guys, this is my story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, please. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, I might have been all over the place, but yeah. So after this experience, I was able to go to NAMCOL. I upgrade myself with various courses, and I love reading, and I've been in ministry. I've been a preacher for 20 years. I've served in different churches and different departments, and yeah, so, and now I'm just trusting the Lord to just use YouTube as a platform to share with you, hoping that you will learn from it, you get inspired, and you might also share with somebody who is struggling with what I have struggled before. So otherwise, thank you very much. I love you. And this is your person, Launa Kavenangoto, a Namibian YouTuber. God bless you until we meet again by His grace.